Hi guys, this is Julia, and this is part 3 of the series that I have created about being a Talk to the Entities facilitator and what it's been like for me. So if you want to check out part 1 and 2, they're on YouTube and Facebook. So basically the last part of this series, and probably actually one of the most powerful, is what it's been like actually since I've become a Talk to the Entities facilitator, and what it's been like to actually build this muscle of facilitating this class, being there for entities and being there for people who come to the classes. And it is actually so different than facilitating a foundation or facilitating a bars class. It's such a different ball game, and it's such a different muscle. And one of the things that for me, like when I went to facilitate my first Talk to the Entities class, it felt like such an atrophied muscle. And I went through the first day of the class and I was like, do I even know what I'm doing? Like, it felt like totally blank, this totally uncharted territory, and this totally different world in reality for me. And I almost, like, the first day I doubted, like, am I even able to do this? Like, should I keep doing this? Like, what's even going on? But it's actually been such a learning experience, and I have had to become so present. It has required a level of presence that almost no other class, I mean, every class is different, but this is such a different muscle and such a different level of presence. And I'm just so grateful for, choosing it and actually going there and not stopping. And then now I've been doing it for about a year, and I've done a bunch of classes, and it has changed so much. And I actually just finished a class in Florida last weekend, and driving to Florida, it took me 9 hours on the road. It was supposed to be a 6-hour trip, but it was a busy Friday, and it took me 9 hours on the road, and I could perceive Florida, and it was almost like death. Florida is known as the place where people go to die, and it's also a huge center for drugs and overdosing and all of the Oxycontin and heroin deaths. And so when I was driving there, it was like death. There was such an energy of despair and hatred and pain, and I went in there and I felt like I was the 1,000-pound gorilla in the room because of the muscle that I had built. It was like I could do anything or facilitate anything, and I was the boss entity, and nothing was bigger than me and nothing was greater than me. And I facilitated so strongly and created such a change there that when I was driving home, it only took me 6 hours to get home, and I was like elated. I was on a cloud. I could perceive all of Florida totally different and changed. And that's not to toot my own horn. That's to say that I persevered and built this muscle, and it's like the level of change that I'm able to create with these classes is more than I ever thought possible, and it continues to grow and get greater and greater every day with every class, with every choice that I make. And that's what's possible as a Talk to the Entities facilitator. But if it's something that seems like it doesn't have a lot of energy or a lot of charge or a lot of whatever, it's like that's something that actually might be built over time, and it's such an incredible muscle. And Shannon will say, it's not like anything else. It's not a normal reality, but it's a level of being. It's an exercise of your being and a way of stepping up that most of us never ask of ourselves in our entire lives. So yeah, it was so different for me, and I'm so grateful for it now and what it has created in my life, and how excited I am to be working with Talk to the Entities. And I'm actually helping with some of the Talk to the Entities facilitators, and building the business and actually allowing this to become in the world what is possible. But I so humbly invite you to it. If it has a sparkle or a joy or a lightness in your world, you know, investigate it and see what's actually possible for you, because there's a whole, it's literally called a whole new world. There's a whole new world and a whole new reality of entities available to you. So how does it get better than that? Thanks, guys. Bye.